Going live. We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's the first qualifying watch-along of the year on the WTF1 YouTube channel. Welcome to Imola. And
Woo!
you'll be very excited for watch-along people that have, that have enjoyed our stuff before. It's going to be a lot more in sync this year because Tommy's got all kinds of things sorted, which is amazing from his side. And hopefully
I'm
we
not
won't be
4
2 minutes
hours behind.
We're
Yeah.
hoping it'll be around 30 seconds or so with the YouTube delay, maybe a little bit closer to that. But of course, we'll have the timer as always. Welcome along once again. We're here. And it's less than 2 minutes to go till the start of qualifying, which I'm very excited for. Tommy, welcome back. Another qualifying watch along. Here we are.
I'm
Are we
super
going to
hyped
see
for
a Max
this.
Verstappen pole position? That's the question.
Not according to my predictions. I've gone for that there is a small part of me that is worried that on this kind of crazy circuit and with traffic that something might go hideously wrong, but that's just the pessimistic Max Verstappen fanboy in me. But I thought it would make for an interesting prediction because you went for Verstappen pole, Katie went for Bottas pole, and I went for Hamilton pole. So mixing it up a bit because I think our last prediction, we all did pretty much exactly the same thing, and it's just a bit boring.
It is indeed. But welcome along to the comments section, guys. I assume there'll be more and more people flooding in as qualifying starts. Of course, we'll try and answer some of your questions. It's almost like a little live podcast in some ways. And the founder, WTF1, I'm sure will, get your questions answered. Apparently, Tommy sounds a little bit loud.
Tommy sounds
Turn it
loud.
down a little bit. There we
Okay.
go. Of course, we wouldn't be a technical. It wouldn't be a WTF1 watch along remotely without a few technical hitches along the way.
And us being a couple of minutes late.
Of course, yeah, we're always a little bit
Standard,
late, fashionably late. That's what we like to call it. So running through the predictions, of course, I've gone for Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, Leclerc. Tommy's just gone full balls to the wall.
I've gone chaos mode.
Where's Verstappen and all of that, Tommy?
He's in the wall in Q1.
Wow, that's quite out there.
Or obliterating his car over a sausage curb.
Fair. And then Katie's gone for Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Gasly, Leclerc. So I'm the only one that's really gone for an exciting Perez outing, really.
Yeah, none of us have picked Norris, who had an incredible FP3, but then McLaren did the very same thing in Bahrain, where we all said, "Oh, McLaren, are they, challenging Red Bull and Mercedes here?" And then weren't quite on it. So you never know.
Indeed.
But yeah, P2 in FP3 was a pretty awesome performance. And your podcast prediction of Max being 3 tenths quicker than the whole field is actually not looking as bad as we thought after
FP3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So everything, I'm assuming every social thing's gone out, Tommy, in terms of pushing this.
Indeed.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just go retweet that. Wonderful stuff. Right, Q1's underway. I need to start the timer. Of course I do. Of course I need to start the timer. Let's start it at 17 minutes. I hope everybody's excited that we might actually be ahead of some people, which has never happened in the history of our watch-alongs. So
Exactly.
in 3
There'll
seconds...
be a little YouTube delay, so we're probably about
There you go.
5
Let's know,
seconds
actually.
or something
I'm
for people
interested
watching
to
on
know,
telly.
everybody, how far
But at least
behind
it's
we
not
are.
3 minutes like it used to be. Hopefully not, anyway. I'm sure everyone now Q1's already finished, guys. What are you doing?
God, imagine. That would not be fun. But let us know how far ahead or behind we are. I'll be very interested to know. So Schumacher and Mazepin are out at the moment on track. The only two on track at the moment. Mazepin's had an interesting weekend already, hasn't he, Tommy?
Yes. Of all the things that could have happened in FP1, after what happened last time, where obviously he spun right at the start of every single session, you'd think just get around the lap and take it a bit chill. You're not going to be able to win the championship in that Haas. Just keep it on the track because it's not going to do you any favors. And I know there's part of rookies where they need to push the limits, but it's risk versus reward, isn't it, with these things?
Indeed. So Mick Schumacher on a flying lap going through sector 1. Imola is very fun to watch a qualifying session. It's a little bit like Monaco, isn't it, in some ways? where we expect very little overtaking in the race, but hopefully we'll get a good race. And in qualifying in particular, it's awesome to see these modern day F1 cars rag it around this classic F1 track. Maybe not so much the Haas, but
great for qualifying, terrible for the race. But you never know. We might get rain. It might be chaotic. Might get some safety cars, because as we've seen in practice, this track, if you make even the smallest mistake, like Charles Leclerc, Latifi, Mazepin, Tsunoda, little spins cause, you're going in the wall and damaging your suspension.
Indeed.
Not just off into a car park and back on the track again. Track limits, unsurprisingly, have changed between FP. But
so, go on, run us through why, Tommy.
Okay, so turn 13, I think it is. There's a map on the screen there. Yes, turn 13. The very quick right-hander, which if you watched FP3, Verstappen ran wide there. And to be fair to them, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, because if you run wide on that corner anyway, you're going over the yellow kind of sausage curbs. They're more like, they're not quite sausage curbs, but they're these kind of big bumps that they've put on. And Verstappen ran wide, and it absolutely launched his car, like really violent, car bouncing around. And that shows that, you won't gain an advantage even if you go wide. So the FIA have just said, if you go wide, it's your own fault and you're damaging your car. So we don't really need to police it as much. So that's why they've done that. But all the other ones are normal, even though some of them are very odd, like this chicane at turn 15, where rather than it being the white line, they've decided to use the red line in the Italian flag curbing to determine. And this is the kind of thing that confuses new fans, isn't it? But let's just enjoy it.
Exactly. Oh, someone's gone wide round the final corner. So anyone that we're now ahead of, by the way, for this watch along, you can pause, I believe, this live stream and sync it up that way. So you'll be with us throughout as if it's live, which is very exciting. And we're having a look at Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin, the low rate concept, which has lost so much time, according to Otmar Safnauer, even though Mercedes used exactly the same philosophy. Can Vettel get out of Q1? That is the question. Goodness me, that front end does not look hooked up particularly well at all.
It's not sticking, is it?
No, it just kind of just had to wait there a little bit there. But obviously we all want to see Vettel do well. We all want to see Vettel get back to the former glory days of Red Bull and the performance is there. But Aston Martin just looked like an absolute write-off this year, if we're being completely honest.
And there we go.
And that is one lap ruined for Sebastian Vettel.
Yeesh. Yeah, the car does not look hooked up at all. We've seen, if you watched our podcast, if you haven't watched it yet, have a watch at some point. But Otmar pretty much suggesting that he wants the rules changed mid-season.
Which is ridiculous, and it's not going to happen. The only way he's getting any sort of leeway is if he actually finds out there's been some sort of collusion. Oh, my God.
Oh, Tsunoda.
Jeez.
Oh, dear. He's not done a single lap this weekend. Painful.
He's not done a single lap?
Hardly. He's been in traffic all the time.
Well, he's definitely not going to be doing a lap anymore.
Dear.
Interesting. Ooh. Okay, so obviously a lot of hype around Yuki Tsunoda. Everyone likes his personality, likes his tenacious driving style. But I wonder if the hype will affect him adversely a little bit. Obviously, this is one
too
incident.
much pressure on him.
We're not going to jump to conclusions just yet. This is his first real mistake, you'd have to say. But still, it's not something we kind of expected, was it?
Oh my word, that is a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. So he'll be starting at the back anyway, but he'll be taking some penalties on top of that as well. Here's a replay. Tsunoda going into the chicane, just loses the back end.
Oh.
Yeah.
A lot of the cars look very unbalanced, and that's the problem, isn't it? Oh
Goodness
my
me. I mean,
word.
considering he didn't go in at a huge speed, but because he went in through the rear, it just disintegrated.
And that's similar for you. The
Yeah.
walls are so close, and obviously not Monaco close, but pretty much probably the closest after a street circuit. There's not a lot of runoff there. You do that at Bahrain, and you're spinning, going over asphalt, then a bit of sand.
Gasly asking what's happened. So for people that are watching for the first time ever, welcome to the WTF1 Watchalong. Of course, we will not be showing any footage. Some people saying, we don't want to see your ugly mugs, we just want to see the footage. Well, tough. The only thing you're going to be seeing is our ugly mugs and our opinions and what's going on. So I said stop the timer. That's a very good idea. I will stop the timer. Appreciate that. Thank you so much to the people spamming that. It's fine. We'll reset it once we get underway again. That should be a pretty quick removal and move on because he hit the tyre barrier. I don't think there'll be any. Yeah, there's no repairs or anything that needs to be done there. Thankfully, Yuki Tsunoda's okay, but that's unfortunate because that was a Q3 contender, wasn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, this is
that might get
AlphaTauri's. This is AlphaTauri's. Yeah, this was the hype track for AlphaTauri that you thought they could be very, very good at. I guess the only, if I'm putting an optimistic thing on it, he now starts at the back and can just gamble with the most ridiculous strategy compared to everyone else because he can't really overtake.
His race is ruined,
maybe he just. Oh, here we go. Oh,
just a little swapper, caught it, and then lost it on the exit as well.
Been a lot of. I mean, I've just jinxed it there when I said one small mistake, gives you a lot of damage, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit of a rookie error for Yuki, as Martin Brundle just said. He did catch the initial part of the car, but then just kept pushing rather than. Just letting off a little bit. Just rein it back a tiny bit. It's Q1 as well, so you would imagine that, in that AlphaTauri, full balls to the wall, 100% wasn't probably needed to get through.
No, not really. Yeah, it's just small. Look at that's a whole rebuild. I'm guessing the gearbox as well looks like it's hanging off the back
at the very least. Interesting. So we've only got 5 times set at the moment: Stroll, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Russell, and Mazepin. Everybody else has not set a time yet. We've got 12 minutes and 1 second remaining. Hello, Child Drummer 83. Let's talk to chat whilst we're in this break. Tommy has 1 IQ. How Max can crash?
Max Verstappen, that well-known driver that's never had any kind of incident.
Manuel,
remember, I am a Max Verstappen fan and absolutely laud him. By the way, I'm just going for something different because let's be honest, if it's a normal qualifying session,
Hambot ver.
I think, yeah, but this is it. Like we've seen. I know Yuki Tsunoda is a rookie, but Charles Leclerc binned it in FP3. It can happen. So mixing it up. I love a reverse jinx as well. So if I'm gonna,
but you can't say that, Tommy. You can't say it out loud. Now it's not going to happen.
He's in the wall.
Lupian says this stream is the best. I feel that I'm watching it with friends. Thanks. That's great to have you, Manuel.
That's exactly what we're going for.
That's exactly what we want. I'm here to give a little bit more hype. Tommy's here to just calm me down a little bit and and analyze what's going on. And just a bit of fun, really. So thanks, guys, for joining this watch along once again. Of course, we're still red flagged at the moment due to Yuki Tsunoda crashing into the wall at the chicane. What's that called? Variante Alto? Is that what it's called? Or is that?
I believe so, yeah.
Sure. It's the one after Acqua Minerale, which is a great name, and that's the only one people know.
That's my favourite corner in F1.
Favourite name for a corner. It's brilliant. 1999 Suzuki Grand Vitara asks, hello, Tommy and Matt. What talent do you think will be coming into the sport soon?
Oh. I mean, we've only had one F2 race. I'm trying to think. Let me have a look at the F2 result in Bahrain because I'm trying to remember. I'm kind of not up to speed yet with. I'm still in like last year's brain for F2 because there were a couple of rookies actually. I think it was Piastri that was very impressive.
Yuki Tsunoda. Sorry, just thought
I'd dare you.
read that. Josh O'Riordan says Yuki Tsunoda.
Liam Lawson, impressive. Marcus Armstrong. We'll wait and see. But my prediction for F2 before the start of the season was that Robert Schwartzman would absolutely trounce the field. I rate him very highly and think he's really good. However, his first weekend didn't go to plan. And you've got to think as well that there's only so much room in the Ferrari Academy, and they've already put a rookie in Mick Schumacher, and they've got Giovinazzi in the Ferrari family as well. But I think Schwartzman has a chance at F1, and I'd like to see him in F1. Personally, I think he's a great driver.
Well, Ferrari want him in more than anything, I think. So I'm sure they'll put him in as soon as they possibly can. I know that they wanted him last year, or to come in for this year, sorry. And there was no seats available, unfortunately. Everybody's going down to the end of the pit lane, so I imagine we're about to get underway. So I'm ready with 12 minutes on the timer. So I have 1 second to react to when it goes green. And this is like the F1 reaction time video that we did in F1 Live London all over again. But it's me that's being challenged. So we are 53 seconds away from restarting, according to what's on the screen. Should I unsubscribe? No, you shouldn't, Ace Homie Gang.
What?
If anything, you should subscribe. If you're unsubscribing, you probably already are subscribed. So please don't. Anything big happened? Yuki Tsunoda's out. Jack Vickers.
Pain.
Tsunoda bad, says Mr. Tusa. Wouldn't quite call it bad. I mean, it's just one mistake. If he continues to do that, that's when we start questioning it.
Yeah.
If he pushes a bit too hard, but he seemed a bit unfazed, to be honest, by that whole crash.
It's interesting as well
£1
at the start.
worth of damage. Sorry.
Start of the season as well, which, to be fair, has always been the way with Red Bull. Not sure it's the best thing to say in public, but they have said our drivers are they expect crashes from people like their rookies like Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen. They've all been a bit crash happy, and Vettel's won world titles. Max Verstappen's now looking one of, if not the best driver in F1 with Lewis Hamilton. So
let's see.
I think it was France Tos said, drivers, we will expect some crashes. It shows they're pushing the limit, which is a very Red Bull approach to a rookie.
Until they crash one too many times and then they're in the bin. So
yeah.
There's a very fine
You're allowed
line.
to crash, but if you're really quick and you crash in the Red Bull, we're booting you out. You can crash as much as you like in an AlphaTauri, but if you do it in the Red Bull,
well, Verstappen crashed every single other
program.
weekend, didn't he? Really. So if they see the pace, they see the potential. I think they have a little bit more lenience. But if they're crashing and they're slow, a bit like Alex Albon, then they're going to demote them. And this was probably the race where Alex Albon lost his seat, in my opinion, where he just spun on his own. Sainz did the most incredible braking reactions to not crash into him.
And it was the fact that it was Perez overtaking him around the outside.
Yeah. You just couldn't write it, could you? So Perez is on a lap, actually. Speak of the devil. And let's see.
We finally got to see what happened. Did you see the footage of?
I haven't, no.
We finally got to see the footage of Ocon and Perez's crash.
Interesting. And what was the verdict?
The verdict was Ocon probably shouldn't have kept his foot into the apex. Well, he eased off, but was probably going a bit too far into the apex. And Perez just went into the corner like Ocon wasn't there. So I can see why they both agreed that it was no one's fault. It was just a big mix-up, and the drivers didn't have much data and couldn't tell where anyone was on track.
So Perez is on a flyer at the moment, fastest in the middle sector of anybody, but there hasn't really been any representative lap times. He's got a Haas in front of him, which is going to
traffic is going to be
around the final corner,
nightmare or a nice slipstream.
But he'll get a nice slipstream to repay him. But the time he lost in that last sector, 15.7, 3 tenths from Stroll. Leclerc goes 15.5, and he had a mediocre first sector. Verstappen is on a fast lap. Sainz comes over, and it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment, but Verstappen overthrows that with a 1:15.1. So 14.9 was what we saw as the fastest time in FP3, and already we are only a couple of tenths behind that in Q1.
Ocon, hello.
Here's Bottas.
Ooh.
A little bit squirrely. Hamilton's a tenth up on Verstappen as well, but thankfully not half a second like we may have feared. Ricciardo slots in P5. Latifi up to P9.
Williams are looking good.
Is this the one track where they're going to be good at because they have Q3. A slippery car?
Bottas quickest.
So Bottas quickest on a 14.9. Hamilton's going to come over the line and sets a 15.1, so slots in behind Verstappen. So it's a Mercedes sandwich with Verstappen as the filling. Gasly comes in with P4, continuing on his good form. Mick Schumacher goes up to P12. Okay, Mick Schumacher. 1.4 seconds off ahead of Latifi. And who's just had the lap time deleted? Perez has had the lap time deleted.
Katie's prediction is looking very good right now.
Interesting. Perez. Norris is coming over the line. Goes P2. 15.0.
Wow.
Hello, Lando.
Maybe the hype is real.
Ricciardo, 7 tenths.
Oh, my goodness. Gravy.
Wow. So, Mick Schumacher's had a good lap. Latifi's lost his lap time. Perez has lost his lap time. Russell, where is Russell? 17th. So he's had a bit of a shocker. Oh, yeah, Gasly hasn't lost his time. Oh, he has. Yeah, Gasly's lost his time as well.
It is quite late in that they delete it.
Why did that take so long? So Perez is going again. Needs to put in just a solid banker, really. But you can see they're still pushing out there, even if it is Q1. Even if you're in a Red Bull, still pushing and exceeding the limits of the track. 7 tenths up on Mazepin is Perez, so that's...
Russell's currently... The traffic is a nightmare here. It's such a short track, and it is not made for these cars.
It just highlights, doesn't it, how important the communication is between the driver and the team, because the driver obviously doesn't have a track map like you have in F1. He has no idea who's on a fast lap, who's on a slow lap. It's all down to what the team tell him. So Perez actually sets a better lap time on his second attempt, and 4 tenths off, not too bad. That'll see him through to Q2. So who's under pressure? Gasly needs to put in a lap time. Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. One of those could be in trouble, potentially, if there's good improvements from the Williams. Oh, my God. That is... Yeah, I mean, look, it's the rules, isn't it?
It's the rules.
It's the rules. That's what I like to see. If it happens...
That is the thing, isn't it? It's... You can't complain about it. I know it's that's a genuine mistake and you're going off, but you've got to stay within the track.
Gasly was bouncing way over the shot. Look, his left front's not even touching the ground.
They're launching it over that curb, aren't they?
It's bouncing and bouncing. Oh, Bottas 14.6 now. Just decides to pop in another banger. Hamilton 14.9. Bottas looks good this weekend, doesn't he?
He does. I heard they were talking about it in free practice that this is a Bottas circuit.
It's bumpy. It's a bit chaotic.
I can't remember what this... I can't remember what it said. I'm sure it's front limited, maybe? I can't remember.
Tommy, technical terms.
Technical. We now go live to the Skypad with Tommy. I don't know, guys.
This is
he's quickest.
So 5 minutes to go, or 4 minutes 48 to be exact. If you're just joining us, welcome along to the first WTF1 Watchalong of the year. We didn't do the first one because I was doing F1 TV, which was very exciting. So sometimes we won't do quali watchalongs when I'm busy doing F1 stuff. But most of the year we will have quali watchalongs. And Tommy was moving house anyway, so
exactly
it wouldn't have worked
at
at all for the first one. But very glad to be here chatting with you guys. Let's see what people are saying. Bottas went wide at the same corner but not deleted, says Harry Brown.
Which corner are they talking about? Because again, this is a...
That's the confusion, isn't it? It's like, well,
there are different
there
are different rules for different corners. So if he goes out the white lines, it's not necessarily deleted. You can have a millimeter of your tire on the red bit of the Italian flag, which is a bit confusing.
Indeed, there is. Indeed, it is. Sorry. So, Haas isn't looking too bad in the hands of Mick Schumacher at the moment. Only a
Williams,
tenth and a half
disappointed
off
by
Alpha.
Williams.
Yeah, Williams at the moment. Maybe Latifi will be able to hook something up better. Russell, you'd expect. Right now, Russell is under pressure to be out-qualified by Latifi for the first time ever.
Wow, yeah. Forgot about that.
So Mick Schumacher, 73 thousandths down on his own sector time. So that's not him being fastest. That's him being the first of the dropouts. Even though it's quite weird that they've used him as the reference. Surely you'd use Raikkonen as the reference in that particular incident, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think? But
yes, because he's trying to get out of the session, not beat his own time and not get out. But
so he's actually not improving.
They launch it over those curbs, don't they?
He's going to have to absolutely send it into these last couple of corners. This is where Charles Leclerc obviously lost it on Friday. Not on this corner, but the next one. On the power early, round the final corner. Can he extend to it? Yeah,
easily within the track.
Millimetres away from the gravel.
Doesn't improve.
And that'll be Mick Schumacher out of qualifying unless he does a recharge lap and then has enough tyre life.
That's a great
Mazepin 7.8 seconds down on his lap.
Definitely backed out then.
Yep, Stroll up to P7.
That's a great lap from Mick if he does beat the two Williams, although George is on a very good lap.
Here we go. George round the final couple of corners. Can he hook it up? Final corner now.
That looked very good.
Beautiful. How much is he going to improve, though? That's the question. He goes up to P14. Okay, so he's just about made it into Q2 for now, but of course you've got Raikkonen on an outlap, Latifi on an outlap, Giovinazzi as well in 15th.
Oh, here we go, Mazepin.
What's happened to Mazepin? Oh my God, it's just full send, isn't it? Through there? Oh, goodness.
Through the gravel.
Goodness.
The car does look
oh wow, Crofty literally said he's not had a spin this time around. Come on, Crofty.
Crofty is
absolutely despises him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really is going with.
It's fair enough. Well, I say it's fair enough. You know, we have our criticisms, but I think as a Sky Sports F1 commentator, I don't know where the line is. I think he even used the term Mazepin, didn't he, at some point?
Yeah, he did. And what did he say in the last one? With a problem, he was talking about the problems that each person had, and he said Mazepin with a problem keeping his car on track or something like really savage. I can't remember what it was. But...
Okay, 52 seconds remaining. Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin, and Tsunoda are your bottom five. Can we see any improvements? You'd imagine you'd see an improvement from both the Alphas, but let's see. Ocon's on a flying lap as well, currently in P10. Great
performance from Ocon if beating Alonso.
By half a second. Maybe Alonso had a pretty mediocre lap. That Alpine just looks so weird with that airbox. It's so strange.
No. It's really odd that no other car is remotely similar.
Oh, Latifi,
hello.
Is Russell under pressure?
Latifi has looked very good this weekend.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Other than binning it in Q3, FP3 time.
He looked great in the wall.
Yeah.
So he needs to improve by 0.3 of a second, pretty much, to get through. And he's 0.4 up. Hello, Latifi. Welcome to the party. It's only taken you about 30 races, but
Alonso's
we're here.
0.6 off. This is difficult, though, because they never tell you what he's up on.
So Mick Schumacher improves on a next lap. So Russell might do another lap as well, but he doesn't make it out.
Ocon up
goes
to P5.
Of course, track evolution.
Big track evolution, because there's no...
Latifi coming over
11th.
11th!
What a lap!
Damn!
Latifi's beaten Alonso there.
Russell's on the cusp right now.
Alonso's going to be at risk if Russell improves. And Vettel.
14th.
I think Vettel's got this, though.
Driving to the line. Where does Vettel go?
9th, he's fine.
9th, okay.
Alonso's at risk here.
Raikkonen only improves to 15th, but then that gets...
Russell's down. Russell's down.
Middle sector. Is Russell going to get out-qualified by Latifi for the first time ever? He's driving towards the line now. Can Russell make it out?
He does.
Alonso, look at that. Alonso, 15th. But just makes it through.
Can Gio... No, Gio's in the pits. Oh, wow.
I think you're a second or two ahead, Tommy. Maybe give it a little quick pause.
Okay.
Just a tiny pause. Right, there you go. Q1 over. And your 5 drivers out are Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, so a double alpha out in Q1. Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, and Yuki Tsunoda, of course, crashing midway through the session. Well, there you go. Interesting. Norris up in P3, didn't decide to go and do any more laps. Pretty standout performance from Ocon as well, up in P5. Alonso almost knocked out. It's only 0.4 between them, but it's a short lap time, isn't it? It's a 1 minute 14, so 0.4 is an enormous gap.
Yeah, standouts. Well, Norris and Ocon, I think, have done brilliantly there. Latifi, driver of Q1 for me. What a lap!
Indeed.
Could he out-qualify George Russell?
Russell is not a lucky boy, but Latifi beats him in the session.
Because if it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't count yet.
No, I reckon I reckon I don't have the record books with me. That's the first time Latifi's beaten him in a qualifying session because they've both got through to Q2. That's just that never happens, does it? So Latifi's gone. Yes, I've beaten Russell. You're both through to Q2. Oh,
yeah.
What's the timer for us, DST? That's to show you where we are in the session, how long's left. So it matches what we see on screen. So you guys,
if you want to sync up with us.
But well played, Nicholas Latifi. That's a lovely little lap. Right, any questions? Fire them into the chat now, whilst we wait for Q2. Myself and Tommy will do the very best to answer in the fullest insight. Tommy's like, front limited? Latifi,
it's a Bottas track.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, come on.
I think that might be a stretch, but who knows? He was only 0.9 off. Russell is very overrated, says F1 Games. I think that's not fair, to be honest.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Alonso, very lucky that Tsunoda binned it in the wall because he would have been out. That would have been a big.
How does Tsunoda not setting a time play into the 107% rule? So, as far as I understand this, because he's crashed and wasn't able to set a representative lap time, they take whatever lap time he would have done in free practice 3, and it's quite clear to see that the AlphaTauri is faster than the 107% rule. Is that right, Tommy?
It is, but also I don't feel like the 107% rule even exists anymore because, it does exist. Yeah, it does exist, but it kind of is almost irrelevant now because unless they put someone in that literally can't drive the car, no one's ever going to be, in the 90s when I was watching, because I'm an old man, you had teams that were
tell
literally
everybody how old you are.
9 seconds a lap off the pace and stuff. So
that was the reason it was there, right? Tell everybody how old you are, Tommy. Come on.
32.
32 months.
32 months.
Oh, okay. That was a moment.
Oh, so that's what happened to George then.
Interesting. So Russell had a... Wait, so was that on the start of his lap time? Surely not.
Yeah, I thought that's how it looked as well. And Nikki's asked, what is the 107% thing? Basically, it's a rule that 107% of the best time, if you're 107% off it, so basically a long way off pole, they don't let you compete in the race normally. So it used to be, it's not really happened for a very long time, probably early 2000s. But if someone was so slow, they wouldn't qualify because they deemed it as dangerous. Like we also had, was it the HRTs and the Virgins and the Caterhams that used to be so slow in about 2010, and that was a similar situation where if you're 9 seconds a lap, obviously, especially on a track like this, it's very dangerous. So they
Indeed.
You don't. It's to stop. It's to stop. A new team coming along with essentially a go-kart and being 40 seconds off the pace, while they could technically do it. It's not really fair.
No, not fair at all. Yuki Tsunoda is being interviewed at the moment. Pushing too much on the entry. He thought the lap felt great up until then.
That's painful.
Thought he could make through Q1 with one tyre. Reset today and drive his best tomorrow.
Unfortunately, Yuki, that is the worst, other than Monaco. It doesn't get much worse of a place to crash.
So Yuki doesn't know how much damage he's received, but yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna say a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, but it should be fine for tomorrow. It's just gonna take a lot of work from the AlphaTauri mechanics. So for people wondering what the order was from Q1, it was Bottas, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen, Ocon, your top 5. Then Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Vettel and Stroll, rounding out the top 10. Then you've got Gasly, Latifi, Ricciardo, Russell and Alonso. So those are all the drivers who got through. So Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Mazepin and Tsunoda were the 5 dropping out. So interesting to see Ricciardo struggling so much as well. And was almost on the cusp of dropping out in Q1. If maybe Tsunoda was still going round, who knows?
Yeah, so Ricciardo...
Hold on, what's happened here? Something's happened with Mazepin.
Mazepin, what is...
So he's starting a flying lap.
And he's racing with Giovinazzi.
So Giovinazzi's trying to do a lap.
He is not making many friends, is he, Nikita Mazepin in Formula 1?
So Giovinazzi's trying to do a lap. Mazepin's trying to do a lap. It's just, that's the sort of stuff you do on sim racing.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not... It's just not right, is it? Like, it's these kind of gentleman's agreement stuff.
Yeah.
It's Q1, and I highly doubt, I don't have the timer there, but I highly doubt that it was going to be 2-1-0 going to the line. And he decides to use Giovinazzi as a slipstream, ruin Giovinazzi's lap time. And I'll start the timer now. As the cars come out on track. Good to see Williams looking so good this weekend.
Absolutely. Both in... When was the last time both Williams ended up in...
Love you too, Ace Homie. He loves the channel.
Good to hear.
Good to hear. And it's great to have you along for this WTF1 watch-along, guys, if you are just joining. We're not showing footage, of course. It's a watch-along. And if we showed footage, we would be finished. There's a new login from WTF1, Tommy. Was that you?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good to know. Just got notified.
Yeah, it's not working on Twitter for some reason. But here we go.
But yeah, so housekeeping stuff is that we are a little bit behind, but not by much anymore, because we've sorted out the sync issues with Tommy getting a skybox. So this
what a camera angle this is, by the way, for a track like Imola where the walls are close.
Oh, it looks great,
bouncing over the
really
curbs.
Good. It really gives you an idea of The elevation changes as well, doesn't it?
The speed.
And
yeah,
also gives you an idea of what the drivers see, because, the driver isn't much higher than where the front wing is, which a lot of people forget. They see the T cam and they go, "Oh, you can see everything." That's not the way. The drivers see very little.
I'm absolutely useless at racing games, but if I drive in the if anyone's kind of drives the F1 games and you go into a T cam, it feels so much easier to me anyway than when you go into cockpit and you realize, like, oh my god, I can't see the corners. It's really, really weird, isn't it?
It is. I just want to mention that both the Williams are on medium tyres.
They're feeling confident they're
feeling they're going to get through to Q3 on mediums. If they
I
do
can
that,
only assume they feel like they're going to be 14th and 15th anyway.
So why are you using?
Which is a shame. This is what I don't. I know people like that, the Q2 rule, but I don't like it because
you don't see the fastest. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that it's done to mix up the grid, but it just penalizes the people that aren't quicker anyway, and it gives the teams that are so far ahead, like Mercedes and Red Bull, the chance to just go ahead anyway. So like Charles Leclerc in the last race he could only get through on the softs, and then he's up there fighting with Bottas at the start of the race, but he's got no chance because he's on the wrong tyre.
So we've got some really fast laps at the moment, out on track at the moment for Q2. Medium tyres for Bottas, Verstappen and Hamilton that we're seeing. Bottas running a little bit wide around the penultimate corner. Gasly goes fastest. We don't know what the times are at the moment, but Bottas the first to come over the line, a 15.0 on the mediums. Verstappen now 14.8 on the mediums. Now Hamilton, he's a couple of seconds further back. What is he going to set? No purple sectors, but he still goes fastest with the fastest final sector of them all. So a 14.8 for Hamilton, a 14.8 for Verstappen, 15.0 for Bottas. Vettel comes in with a 15.6. Gasly's had his lap time deleted.
Lap time deleted again.
Bottas's lap time didn't look particularly tidy.
Ooh.
And
that's the corner. That is the corner you're allowed to run wide at. But if you do, you're obliterating your car like that.
And you're allowed to do it in the race as well.
Yes.
With no warning, which is interesting. Until Red Bull do it, and then they get warnings. That's what
Musk goes over your nose, Toto. Just FYI.
It's the COVID police. So Perez is starting his lap time now. He's on the soft tyres this time. Have they learnt from last time out not to send Perez out on mediums? So he's going out on the softs. Make it through to Q3.
I'll worry about it later.
I prefer this strategy. Russell's only 8/10 off on mediums.
This is it. Williams' sandbag was real. They were just...
What? No, what? Russell?
Maybe the Williams is more confident.
Russell for Q3? Are we...
Oh, I mean, you say that. He's... What are you saying if he bangs on a set of softs?
Well, yeah. Or a little super softs. Give Williams something.
Just give Williams an extra tyre because they're Williams.
That'd be amazing.
Go on. Go on. It was Frank Williams' birthday yesterday.
But he's got loads of traffic. Oh, that's going to be a penalty maybe.
I don't know. That's just an unfortunate place you catch a car, I think.
But then do you back out more
exactly.
before the chicane? I think the Red Bull will be saying something, especially if Perez is hampered a lot. I think it was touch and go, that one. Perez over the line, goes fourth with a 15.1. Alonso coming over the line now. He's going to go seventh behind Russell, crucially, on the soft tyres. Alonso struggling. It has
Alonso
to be said.
Really struggling.
Ocon now, let's see. That's the comparison we need. Where is Ocon going to slot in? Gasly's had a bit of a steady lap. Ocon goes 8th fastest behind Alonso.
Oh, that Alpine's not looking...
Alpine looking rubbish, man.
Yeah, not great.
Gasly, he had his lap time deleted, had to go for another lap, and he goes 6th fastest, so 15.4. Norris has gone fastest in the first sector. Hello. Obviously on the soft tyres as well. Ricciardo only 8th on the soft tyres,
What is
behind
up?
Russell.
What is up with Danny Rick in this McLaren?
Russell, please.
Sorry, Lando's 3/10 quicker than Hamilton in the second sector.
Soft tyres, fam. Soft tyres. Soft tyres.
Yeah,
soft
I know,
tyres,
but
soft tyres, fam. Soft tyres. Yeah.
Well, Ricciardo's on soft tyres, right? Or was he on mediums?
Who?
Ricciardo.
Ricciardo was on softs. So Norris, to be fair, is absolutely
and he's behind Russell on mediums.
Lando Norris driving towards the line. Leclerc goes third fastest, you'd imagine, on the soft, but Norris fastest. P1. And that could have been much better as well. He lost the car a bit in that last sector, didn't he?
Yeah, Leclerc P4.
Yeah. That must be a glitch. Right, the Williams cannot be on the mediums.
Can we have Q3 where Mercedes and Red Bull?
As mediums.
Yeah. In Q3,
come on, George.
Can we just have it where Hamilton, Verstappen, and Bottas have to use mediums, and everyone else uses soft, but then they're allowed to start whatever race tyre they want?
I think that's great.
It's just like a sandbagging kind of.
Perez is allowed to use what he wants, even if he's in the same team. Yeah,
yeah.
Cool.
It's the Hambot Ver rule. We're going to call it.
I'd imagine. So Norris fastest from Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Russell on the mediums. Apparently, madness. 10th at the moment is George. Ricciardo, Alonso, Ocon, Latifi, and Vettel. Vettel has not set a lap time yet. If George Russell makes it into Q3 on the mediums, Russell might get a podium.
I don't know what I'm going to do. You're just like, I genuinely don't know.
My brain just went into meltdown. This is awesome.
This is unbelievable.
This has been a great qualifying session so far.
Are they feeling more confident on the mediums that they maybe lose a little bit of lap time at the end? Because you have heard that, haven't you, that the softs that almost can't even do a whole lap of performance, that they feel more confident, or were they just thinking, let's start the race on the mediums?
And then Russell was like...
And then Russell was like, actually, I kind of fancy Q3.
They wouldn't have to, though, would they? Because they won't start the race on the mediums because they're not in the top 10.
Of course. Yeah,
so they'd have
Charles Leclerc Airways.
So they'd have free tyre choice. So if you don't make it into the top 10, you can start on whatever tyre you want. So them going on the mediums, the only thing you can think of is the fact that they are more confident on the mediums, as you say, Tommy. And we saw that with Lando's lap on the softs, that he was 3 tenths up on Hamilton, but that last sector he lost a couple of tenths, and you saw him like kind of losing the rear a little bit on that around that final corner. So very interesting. All will be revealed in these next 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Latifi was half a second back on Russell, down in 14th. Vettel on his out lap. Stroll up in 7th. So Vettel has to produce a lap here.
He's had his lap time deleted, I'm assuming, Vettel. I can only imagine. He did.
Yeah, it's a Brit 1-2, I just realised. Well done, Mick Kingswell.
1, 2, 3 when George puts the softs on.
The super duper hyper softs.
Yeah, if you've just joined us, Sonoda crashed. And I'm not okay.
Oh, that's not a good first sector for Vettel. Half a second down on Norris in the first sector. So he's already lost the amount that Stroll is behind Norris around about. I don't know the exact time because it says outlap, which is just a stupid thing to have on the graphics, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not needed.
You could just have a little O next to it or something.
Yeah, put it next to it, like a little, even if it's like like you say, like a little O or something that they're out.
Vettel has done a good middle sector. He is up on Russell. So he could see himself up into the top 10. Okay, so Stroll is just under 7 tenths back. Oh,
that's wide.
Yeah.
Just made it. They cut this final corner, didn't they? Like right on next to the wall.
To the line. 7th. Okay. Had a very steady first sector, but a solid middle and last, and that's a good lap from Seb.
I thought he was going to be nowhere then for a minute.
So did I.
I thought Otmar would be going straight to court with Liberty Media about the high rate care.
Let's see how much Stroll improves, though, because Vettel may not be safe just purely down to track evolution.
Yeah, we've seen it massively here, and especially the fact that there's no F2, no F3.
So Perez has gone out on another set of soft tyres. New set of soft tyres as well. Okay, so Stroll is improving in the first and middle, but not by much. He's half a second down on Norris.
Gasly at risk. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Have we all got Gasly in our top
No,
5?
I don't.
No, you didn't.
No, you see that? I clearly knew.
Yeah, you knew.
Bottas has gone fourth fastest. He's done another lap, has Valtteri. Interesting. Stroll goes seventh.
Beats Vettel.
By a couple of tenths, he beats Sebastian. So right now, the drivers at risk: Russell, Ricciardo, Alonso, Ocon, Latifi. What is happening with Danny Ric?
Sorry, that Aston Martin applause was like a bit weird. Like P7. Like, I know it was a good lap, but it's just weird.
Well, to be fair, they were
audience.
struggling a lot in Bahrain, weren't they? So
Yeah,
they'll
true.
take anything. They'll take a Q3 appearance.
I just reckon Lawrence Stroll was stood behind them. Good lap, Lance. Yeah, wonderful.
So Latifi's out on softs, so expect a 13 here. I think Russell might even do a 12.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Both Williams are going for the softs, yeah?
Yeah, Latifi on the softs this time.
Here we go. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, Williams.
I can't believe we're excited about Williams going on the soft tyres in Q2. What is going on? What's happened?
Your car's hideous, but I want you to do well.
An abomination of a livery. Come on, let's see Latifi's first sector is. Let's have a double Williams Q3. What are we saying? No. Quarter of a second down on Gasly. R.I.P.
They're, maybe they are just more comfortable on the mediums. Their unusual car that we keep hearing about, where they don't really know Gasly. Now this is where I get confused, because Gasly's 1/10 down, but
on Norris.
On Norris, yeah.
He's in the top 10, so it will be to the fastest lap time.
Right, yeah.
Latifi 3.5 tenths down on Gasly. Right now, that would get him ahead of Alonso if he has a solid last sector.
I mean, that's still an incredible performance.
Yeah,
isn't
it would.
It
It would be awesome. Where's Russell? I want to see Russell's lap time here, to be honest. Gasly fastest in the middle sector. We should see Pierre comfortably get through if he has a solid last sector. Here's Latifi going towards the line. Where is he going to end up? 11th.
Oh, 11th. Good lap.
Pressure on Russell.
Russell cannot bottle this qualifying.
Perez goes fastest.
Perez.
Okay, that
he's on the softs, isn't he? Yeah.
Gasly coming to the line, goes 6th.
5th. Oh, sorry, 6th, yeah. Driver at risk. That's what confused me. It still says driver at risk, 6th. Gasly.
Alpine are 14th and 15th at the moment. Ocon now driving towards the line. Where does he go? 8th fastest. That puts Sainz in the drop zone. Alonso, can he improve? No. Ocon out-qualifies Alonso.
Alonso's having a shocker. What's Danny Ric doing as well?
Leclerc 3rd fastest.
Vettel's getting tumbled down the order here.
Ricciardo's 15th, goes to 8th.
Not a great lap.
Go on, Russell. Russell's on a tidy lap, apparently.
Sainz is out.
Sainz is out in the Ferrari.
He's out.
Where does Russell go? Come on! 12th.
Oh.
He out-qualifies Latifi. 1/10 off.
Where's Vettel?
Vettel, I can't imagine would be improving because
they're not showing him
lap time, didn't he? So he'd be
Vettel's
going
out again.
Lap. No, Vettel won't be doing another lap surely because he already set his about 3 minutes to go.
Wow,
So,
Sainz and Vettel and Alonso, big names out.
Sainz, Russell, Vettel, Latifi, and Alonso out in Q2. That's bad for Sainz. I mean, he's only less than half a second back, but round Imola, that's a second around a normal track.
Yeah, and the fact that Leclerc's what a lap from Leclerc. Oh my word, that is big names. Sainz, Vettel, and Alonso.
Oh no!
You kind of expect the Williams, but
Sainz very timidly asked, "Are we good?" And unfortunately, he gets told that is not the case, and he is not safe. No, the car garbage, not Vettel. I mean, Stroll is also
Stroll's in the same car.
That car, my friend.
I mean, there's no doubt that Sebastian Vettel is not garbage, but
not garbage, but nowhere near his peak form.
Yeah.
It does. What are you laughing at? He's talking to someone. Okay, no worries. My feeling is that Sebastian Vettel is very much like a Jenson Button, but he had a Jenson Button car for 4 years and won the title every time, and it suited his driving style, and he was amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Take.
No, but no, he was great, and he beat Mark Webber, brilliant. But
I think he absolutely adored the V8 era because he was amazing in it.
He hasn't been able to adapt to the
and
to the
he
hybrids.
Just cannot. Yeah, I mean, he had 2 years where he was challenging Hamilton for the title.
Then you make the comparison and you go, up against Raikkonen, and you think,
and look what Raikkonen's been like. So, yeah.
No, if you put pieces of the jigsaw together, I'm not a Vettel hater in the slightest. I like him as a person, and I think he is talented, but he's not an adaptable racing driver, in my opinion.
I can't believe Russell's out-qualified Vettel and Alonso.
So well done, to Russell. That's pretty awesome. Let's get some questions. Questions in, please, and we will answer some during this break before Q3. What about Alonso? Yeah, he had a shocker. A Canch Jalotta. Let's get some of your questions flying in. Yeah, Russell did save his record. Daniel. What's going on with Rick, says Hup Tup 101.
Yeah, what is going on with...
Don't know.
Ricardo retire. I mean, come on. 2 races in the McLaren against Lando, who's been at the team for 2 years. And let's not forget Lando Norris. I honestly thought Ricardo would absolutely trounce Lando. And I think a lot of people did. But let's not forget Lando Norris did have that future world champion tag and was hyped up like a Russell and Leclerc, wasn't he?
Was, yeah. Just heard from George Russell. Was a bit gutted, but didn't really sound like he'd left anything on the table. Got some Anthony Davidson insights on the tech pad.
Track limits. Shock.
God, shock. But it's fine. I don't mind that. When it's cutthroat, track limits, deleted, done, sorted.
Because the thing is, the drivers are pushing the limits, but when you go out the limit, that's it. And then I like that they're policing it because it's not... I don't know, some people are like, oh, it's farcical, but just go around the corner a couple of miles an hour slower then. if I don't... For me, they're too... The Formula One cars of today are too fast as they is. I know people like the fact that they're absolute rocket ships and it's amazing in qualifying, but it's not great for racing. All that I think it was Rubens Barrichello shared a clip of Imola on his Instagram, and they're going into corners that are easy flat, and they're dropping down 2 gears in Barrichello's era to get around the corner because they don't have anywhere near as much downforce, and the racing's better. They can follow closer. So, if they have to slow down for corners, I think the biggest problem is there's not enough braking zones on these new tracks because the cars can just take every corner flat out.
Just saw a pretty interesting bit of jostling for position between Verstappen and Hamilton before that run up to their medium lap time, where Verstappen got ahead of Hamilton, and then Hamilton tried to go around the outside of him at the penultimate corner, and Verstappen said nope, and then carried on with his lap. So bit of mind games. Love to see it. Just to remind you, Sainz, Russell, Vettel, Latifi, Alonso were the 5 knocked out. Alonso 15th. That is a shocker of a qualifying for Fernando.
Big shock. Previous
and coming back
winner.
Towards what I was predicting, Tommy, and you said that he was going to trounce Ocon over the whole season. And
yeah, I did.
So Q3 is almost underway. Welcome, if you're just joining us, to the WTF1 Watchalong for qualifying. Very excited to see who can get on pole position. Can't believe Sainz is out in Q2. But Charles Leclerc still poised to pop in a cheeky lap. Maybe P5 would be lovely for my prediction. Who do you think's looking the most confident, Tommy, in our predictions? Myself, you, or Katie? After watching everything,
It's
I don't
difficult
think Gasly's a P3.
because no, I don't feel like Verstappen has absolutely walked it like I thought he was going to do after.
I thought he'd walk it. Tommy didn't predict him in the top 5.
No, but I thought he was. I thought he was going to bin it. I thought he was going to
Hasn't
bin
binned it yet. There's still time.
There's still time. Oh God. I genuinely don't know how to call it between Mercedes and Verstappen, and that's great because it's been far too long since it's been like this, where you don't actually know who's going to be on pole.
Indeed.
Because even last week, you felt like Verstappen's got it on pole easy, and this is probably the most important qualifying of the year after Monaco, you'd say. So.
Oh, F1 have absolutely killed me here by not showing me the timer.
Oh no,
it's not up, and it's definitely green light.
There you go. Work it out. They've showed the Rolex clock. Just have a look at.
Come on, F1, show me. Show me the time. Wow. So this if Hamilton gets pole, this is 99th pole position. Jeez. Right. Oh my God. Okay. 11:20. Boom. There you go. We're underway for the final qualifying session for this Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
Why MSC and not SCH?
Because he wants
he said because he gets to choose, doesn't he? What is
so you're not allowed up until Formula One. You're not allowed to choose what your abbreviation is, apparently.
Yeah.
But when you get to Formula One, you can pick, and because of the legacy of his 7-time world champion father, Michael Schumacher,
who was MSC, of course,
MSC,
because of Ralph Schumacher also being in the sport. So
exactly,
he had MSC.
Here we go then. Sticky tyres, soft tyres, whacked on absolutely everybody. Let's see who is going to get on pole position. You'd have to say, when you're looking towards the back of Q3, I think Ricciardo's likely to be there. Ocon. And then I don't really know. I don't know how the top 8 is going to jostle together, really.
Norris has got a big opportunity here to really slam down Ricciardo and be like, I'm McLaren's future here.
Yeah.
Because the first race he beat him, but then afterwards we heard, didn't we, that Ricciardo's floor was damaged.
Indeed.
But he's been trouncing him this weekend so far.
Oh, that was not hooked up for Lando there. Just at the end of Sector 1. Of course, he's purple because no one else has gone through the first sector by the looks of things, or at least not many. Lando heading into Aqua Minerale.
Love that corner.
A little bit of a correction. Through the middle sector now. 49.6 for Lando. Can he get through this chicane quickly?
Oh, Justin.
Goodness me, that
is millimetres of his wheel on the red part of the Italian flag, which is apparently the track limit.
So Stroll sets a 16.7, which is going to get him absolutely nowhere. That's probably on an old set of softs. Lando heading towards the line. Can he get into the 14s? He can, a 14.8. That's a decent lap time.
Just 2 seconds quicker than Aston Martin, and Stroll's had his lap time deleted anyway.
That's probably why it was slow then. Gasly, oh my God, just on the red line, but 2.5 tenths back on Norris. Norris could be in the top 5 quite easily here.
Ricciardo is a
fastest in the middle sector, Perez.
Over a second slower.
Perez still fastest in the middle sector. Bottas 3 tenths down. Hello.
Perez looking
Lando
good.
for pole.
Imagine.
Bottas had
Lando's lap, he's absolutely miles ahead of everyone else in the midfield.
Perez goes fastest, 14.6. That's a great lap time for Perez. Bottas, I don't think is going to get anywhere near this. And he doesn't. A 15-0. So he slots in third. Norris still second. Verstappen fastest in the middle. Hamilton now fastest.
Great
14-4.
Here comes Max.
Max Verstappen to the line. We're going to find out, can he get pole position? No, 91 thousandths back.
Wow.
Fastest in the middle, fastest in the last, but Verstappen had a steady first sector. And it is Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Bottas, your top five. Where's Leclerc going to slot in all this? P5.
Nice
ahead of Bottas.
What is Bottas doing?
He must have had an absolute shocker. Ricciardo's had an absolute shocker as well. But that must be on old softs. Must be on old softs.
Oh, this season, please, just carry on like this. Verstappen and Hamilton, 0.09 apart. If that could just...
Lord, that's where it went with Bottas.
Rear tyre, almost falling off
It's amazing how that sort of does that. It's crazy. Okay, so it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Leclerc, Bottas, Gasly, Ocon, Ricciardo, Stroll, with 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this session.
Wow, that is a hell of a lap from Hamilton.
Yeah, but he only does it when he's got the fastest car. His teammates also got the fastest car and he's down in 6th.
But the worst driver ever, apparently. People acting like Bottas wasn't massively
I'm very
hyped
impressed
when he was.
I'm very impressed with Perez. Sorry, Tommy. I'm very impressed with Perez.
Yeah.
It's a good lap from him.
And this is what Red Bull wanted. They don't need him to be challenging Verstappen and or even just 0.2 within it. And those races last year where and even when Gasly was there as well, the races where Verstappen was up there with the two Mercedes and then it was loads of other midfield cars and then the second Red Bull.
Yeah.
The second Red Bull should be 4th minimum every single race.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you feel like Perez could do because he's got that experience, because he doesn't need hand-holding as much, and he can go into a team which is no doubt they want Verstappen to be the youngest world champion and they want Verstappen to is the new megastar of F1, but they just need Perez to be there. And then the car's looking good this year, and if it's going to look like a great decision if Perez is looking good, that they have put someone in that can be up there and beat Bottas.
Well, let's see. 4 minutes.
This is a great qualifying.
It is, isn't it? 4 minutes,
brilliant.
51 to go. Tension is building. And right now, who has got the most things right? I've had Leclerc in P5, so I have 1. You have 1. And Katie has 1. That just shows, doesn't it? That just shows the brilliance of this season so far.
WTF1, the insight you always need.
Oh, whatever.
No, I'm joking. It does. It just shows that. I mean, last year we just go Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen.
Exactly. Whereas this, I want to have our predictions wrong.
Yeah.
That's the brilliance of this. Everybody that's watching, chat right now. Let me know your prediction. Top 5. Go. Who's going to be top 5? Of course, you have the benefit of already seeing one flying lap, but how is it going to end? Top 5. Just pop the little abbreviations. Ham, Ver, Per, Nor, Lek, which is the current top 5.
As much as I love racing, and I'm one of those people that don't really care about practice and running like that, qualifying like this, it kind of shows why people are so annoyed about sprint race qualifying, because this is so exciting and it just would not be the same if it was on Friday when a lot of people don't get to watch it and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas this is totally different to a race and it's so intriguing.
It is really intriguing. I hope the sprint races don't ruin qualifying.
Yeah, I don't mind them trialing things.
Yeah,
but
trialing it for sure. I have a feeling they'll scrap it personally, but yeah, if it was reverse grids, it would be banging for sprint race.
Yeah, definitely. Imagine reverse grids here.
I've seen a few Perez poles flying in your predictions. A lot of Verstappen poles though. People writing off Bottas
Norris. Wow.
Quite quickly. Yeah. 5 Latifis.
Latifi's just reinstated.
Matt for pole. Yes, Ed. Yes, Ed, indeed. Here we go then. The final qualifying runs in Q3. Very excited to see how this unfolds. Can Norris get any higher than 4th place? I mean, that would be a stunning qualifying for him if he even finishes 4th, to be honest. Because Bottas, you'd have to imagine...
Bottas does not need a yellow flag or a red flag right now because 6th is absolutely abysmal.
Potentially, that's why he's out first. So he'll have
clean running
in front of him. It'd have to be a red flag for Bottas to be hindered. Unless someone bins it on their outlap, which would be very, very bad.
Unless he himself. Yeah.
Bottas looks absolutely hooked up through the first couple of corners.
Change of direction through those chicanes are insane.
Oh my God, he's 4/10 down.
Goodness me.
What the hell?
Bottas really living up to the meme of him being really good, and then as soon as he gets to Q3, I've forgotten how to drive.
Down. What's he doing? Is he pedaling that Mercedes? Oh, that was wide as well through Aqua Minerale.
And only is he saving still 4/10? Is he saving his tyres for the last section of the lap? It's still a.
So right now he needs a purple sector in order to beat Norris, basically. So, Hamilton's had a bit of a steady lap as well, but improving in the middle sector. What's Norris doing? Purple in the first sector. Lando's purple. Lando's purple in the first sector. Okay, right, everybody, it's happening.
No way.
Bottas only goes 5th. Bottas only goes 5th.
So Norris is... Oh my God.
Norris is up! Norris is up! What?
What is going on?
Okay, Lando, please. You need to have tyres. Please have tyres. Gasly goes 4th.
Ahead of Bottas. No way is this happening.
Lando! Ricciardo goes 5th. Bottas is down to 7th. Lando to the line! Go on, Lando! Oh my God! 2nd! Are you serious? Oh my God, I can hear my girlfriend downstairs screaming.
My word.
Oh, Lando exceeded! No!
No! Oh no, he's got his lap time deleted.
Verstappen's purple in the middle, but steady in the first.
Leclerc 4th.
Perez goes second. Oh my God!
Verstappen, he's out.
Surely Verstappen. Oh,
Perez! What a... Bottas is 8th in a Mercedes and Hamilton's pole.
How is Hamilton in pole after all that?
Oh my word, that is the best qualifying. What a qualifying that was. Bottas is 8th and Hamilton's pole.
He was 4/10 down in that first sector.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh my God, I love F1 in 2021.
Wow. Bottas not even... Oh my God, as if Lando would have been P3 then. Verstappen could have been 4th if Lando's time wasn't deleted.
Oh. Jesus.
That is incredible. What? And I'm sorry.
Hamilton's so surprised.
I'm sorry for Hamilton haters, but
Hamilton
your teammate's
is so surprised he has pole. Wow. What a qualifying session. So Sergio, don't forget, on the soft tyres tomorrow. So the likelihood of him beating Hamilton to turn 1 is very high.
Very true. He could be in the mix, couldn't he?
If he just checks out on soft tyres, Oh my God, Lando. Imagine if he had popped that on pole and then lost it.
Yeah, that would have been a travesty.
Oh my God.
There'd be riots.
What a qualifying.
That is one of the best qualifyings I
Right,
can remember.
chat, rate that qualifying out of 10, and if it's not a 10, you need to check yourself. Wow. I literally just screamed. That's going to have to be clipped up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is one of the best qualifying. I genuinely can't remember a more exciting qualifying than that in recent years.
I actually can't. I'm flabbergasted. Jesus. I'm actually tired. That literally just went from 0 to 100 real quick.
That is unbelievable. And after all that, Daniel Ricciardo's out-qualified Lando.
How has Danny Rick out-qualified Lando? That is madness.
Oh, we can see your ratings, by the way. We forgot that when
Here's a
people rate stuff,
replay.
everything gets hidden.
Yeah, Bottas was all over the shop.
Bottas, what are you doing?
8th in a Mercedes. This is what happens, though, right? This is what happens when F1 is close and the Mercedes is not 7/10 clear of everybody else. When Bottas has a shocker, he starts 8th.
Not second.
Yeah, exactly. Right, guys, girls, thank you so much for watching this qualifying watch along. That's what lost in pole.
Oh, he'd have been miles ahead then. That's a massive mistake. That's cost him.
Oh, and he's all over the place as well.
That's cost him loads. Surely that's
lost him a couple of tenths.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Lando.
At least.
How close? Oh, God, it's so close.
Oh my God, as if it's that for P3. Oh.
Jeez, heartbreak.
Hamilton's 99th pole position.
I love how I could hear Soph downstairs from literally 2 floors below screaming in the conservatory. Amazing.
He's a Lando Norris fan, for context.
Amazing. Yeah, she's a Lando. She's not just screaming.
Yeah.
Right. Please, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the race. We'll have Internet's Best Reactions coming out tomorrow, of course. It looks like it's going to be a banger, at least for the jeopardy. Maybe not so much overtaking-wise, but if Perez can jump
P1,
Hamilton...
It's a fascinating race if Perez gets into turn 1 on a different strategy.
Absolutely. Davide Valsecchi hosting the post-qualifying interviews. That should be awesome. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We will be doing another qualifying watch-along in the near future. What is the next race, Tommy? Portimao. Okay, so maybe not for that one, because might be busy. But we'll have a qualifying watch-along soon, I'm sure. But make sure to check out Internet's Best Reactions tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. That was awesome. Love doing this.
Wow, loved
We'll have the podcast on Monday where we'll go through absolutely everything. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow for the race and Internet's Best Reactions.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy.